we were united. Before our flowing hopes you stem, ah, look at them and pause before you deal this blow uninvited. You men can never understand that heart and hand cannot be separated when we go a-yearning. You say you've only women's eyes to idolize, and only women's hands for men to set you burning. You men will never understand that woman's heart is one with woman's hand. Some kind of charm you seem to find in womankind, some source of unexplained delight, unless you're jesting. But what attracts you, I confess, I cannot guess. To me a woman's face is quite uninteresting. If from my sister I were torn, it could be borne. I should no doubt be horrified, but I could bear it. But Marco's quite another thing. He is my king, he has my heart, and none beside shall ever share it. You men will never understand that woman's heart is one with woman's hand.
Do not give way to this uncalled for grief. Your separation will be very brief. To ascertain which is the king and which the other, to bear a terrier's coat I'll bring his foster mother. Her former nursling to declare she'll be delighted. That's settled. Let each happy pair be reunited.
Viva, his argument is strong. Viva, we'll not be parted long. Viva, it will be settled soon. Viva, then comes our honeymoon. Viva, viva, viva!
Then one of us will be a queen and sit on a golden throne, with a crown instead of a hat on her head and diamonds all her own, with a beautiful robe of golden green. I've always understood. I wonder whether she'd wear a feather. I rather think she should.
Oh, she's the glorious thing I mean to be a regular royal queen. No half and half affair, I mean no half and half affair. All right, a regular royal queen.
She'll drive about in a carriage and pair with the king on her left-hand side, and a milk-white horse is a matter of course whenever she wants to ride, with beautiful silver shoes to wear upon her dainty feet, with endless stocks of beautiful frocks, and as much as she wants to eat.
Oh, she's the glorious thing I mean to be a regular royal queen. No half and half affair, I mean no half and half affair. All right, a regular royal queen.
Whenever she condescends to walk, be sure she'll shine at that, with a haughty stare and a nose in the air like a well-born aristocrat. At elegant high society talk, she'll bear away the bell, with a how do you do, and a how are you, and I trust I see you well.
Oh, 'tis the glorious thing I mean to be a regular royal queen. No half and half affair, I mean no half and half affair. All right, a regular royal queen.
And a noble lord to his
scrape and bow and double themselves in two, and open their eyes in blank surprise at whatever she likes to do. And everybody will roundly vow she's fair as flowers in May, and say how clever at whatsoever she condescends to say. Oh, 'tis the honest thing I mean to be a regular royal queen. No half and half affair, I mean no half and half affair. Oh, like a regular royal queen. Oh, 'tis the glorious thing I mean to be a regular royal queen. A regular royal queen.
Replying, we sing as one individual, as I find I'm a king to my kingdom. I bid you all I'm a where you object to pavilions and palaces, but you'll find I respect your republican palaces. You'll find I respect your republican palaces.
As they know we object to pavilions and palaces, how can they respect our republican palaces?
For everyone who feels inclined, some pose we undertake to find congenial with his frame of mind, and all shall equal be.
The Chancellor in his peruke, the Earl, the Marquis, and the Duke, the Groom, the Butler, and the Cook, they all shall equal be.
The aristocrat who banks with coots, the aristocrat who hunts and shoots, the aristocrat who cleans our boots, they all shall equal be.
The noble lord who rules the state, the noble lord who cleans the plate,
The noble lord who scrubs the grate, they all shall equal be.
the Lord High Bishop orthodox, the Lord High Coachman on the box,
The Lord High Vagabond in the stocks, they all shall equal be. For everyone who feels inclined, some pose we undertake to find congenial with his frame of mind, congenial with his frame of mind, and all shall equal be. Sing high, sing low, wherever they go. Sing high, sing low, wherever they go. Wherever they go, wherever they go, they all shall equal be.
Sing high, sing low, wherever they go. Sing high, sing low, wherever they go. Wherever they go, wherever they go, they all shall equal be.
The overlord who set the truth, the root, the butler, and the cook, the aristocrat who likes the truth, the aristocrat who cleans the boots, the noble lord who rules the state, the noble lord who scraps the plate, the Lord High Bishop orthodox, the vagabond in the stocks.
For everyone who feels inclined, suppose they undertake to find congenial with his frame of mind, congenial with his frame of mind, and all shall equal be.
Let's away, our island crown awaits me. Conflicting feelings rend my soul apart. The thought of royal dignity elates me. But leaving thee behind me breaks my heart. Farewell, my love, on board
dress a lady less than 45. You're pleased to frown on every gown that you may see. And my pet, you won't forget you've married me. And my darling, my pet, whatever else you may forget, in yonder isle beyond the sea, do not forget you've married me. You'll lay your head upon your bed and set a song. You will not sing of anything to anyone. You'll sit and moan all day, I hope, and shed a tear upon the life your little wife is passing here. And if so be you think of me, please tell the moon. I'll read it all in rays that fall on the lagoon. You'll be so kind as tell the wind how you may be, and send me words by little birds to comfort me. And oh, my darling, oh, my pet, whatever else you may forget, in yonder isle beyond the sea, do not forget you've married me. My darling,
strict, combined with absolute equality, with absolute equality. Of happiness, of very big and voluntary, you may see a monarchy that's tempered with republican equality, republican equality.
Two kings of undue pride bereft, who act in perfect unity, whom you can order right and left with absolute impunity, who put their subjects at their ease by doing all they can to please, and thus to earn their bread and cheese seize every opportunity, and thus to earn their bread and cheese seize every opportunity. We act in perfect unity. We act in perfect unity.
Of happiness, of very big and voluntary, you may see a monarchy that's tempered with republican equality, republican equality, tempered with equality.
Rising early in the morning, we proceed to light the fire. Then our Majesty adorning in its workaday attire, we embark without delay on the duties of the day. First we polish off some batches of political dispatches and foreign politicians circumvent. Then if business isn't heavy, we may hold a royal levy or ratify some acts of parliament. Then we probably review the household troops with the usual shallow humps and shallow hopes, or receive with ceremonial and state interesting eastern potentate. After that we generally go and dress our private valet. It's a rather nervous duty, he's a touchy little man. Write some letters literary for our private secretary. He is shaky in his spelling, so we help him if we can. Then in view of cravings enough, we go down and order dinner. Then we polish the regalia and the coronation plate. Spend an hour in titivating all our gentlemen in waiting, or we run on little errands for the ministers of state. Oh, philosophers may sing of the troubles of a king, yet the duties are delightful and the privilege is great. But the privilege and pleasure that we treasure beyond measure is to run on little errands for the ministers of state.
Oh, philosophers may sing of the troubles of a king, yet the duties are delightful and the privilege is great. But the privilege and pleasure that we treasure beyond measure is to run on little errands for the ministers of state.
After luncheon, making merry on a bun and glass of sherry, if we've nothing in particular to do, we may make a proclamation or receive a deputation. Then we possibly create a peer or two. Then we help a fellow creature on his path with the garter or the thistle or the bar, or we dress and toddle off in semi-state to a festival, a function, or a fete. Then we go and stand a sentry at the palace, private entry, marching hither, up and down and to and fro, while the warrior on duty goes in search of beer and beauty, and it generally happens that he hasn't far to go. He relieves us if he's able, just in time to lay the table. Then we dine and serve the coffee, and at 12:30 or 1, with a pleasure that's emphatic, we retire to our attic with the gratifying feeling that our duty has been done. Oh, philosophers may sing of the troubles of a king, but the pleasures are many and the worries there are none. And the culminating pleasure that we treasure beyond measure is the gratifying feeling that our duty has been done.
Oh, philosophers may sing of the troubles of a king, but the pleasures there are many and the worries there are none. And the culminating pleasure that we treasure beyond measure is the gratifying feeling that our duty has been done.
Sparkling eyes, hidden ever and anon in a merciful eclipse. Do not heed their mild surprise, having passed the Rubicon. take a pair of rosy lips. Take a figure trimly planned, such as admiration whets. Be particular in this. Take a tender little hand, fringed with dainty fingerets. Press it, in parenthesis. Take all these, you lucky man. Take and keep them if you can, if you can. Take all these, you lucky man. Take and keep them if you can, if you can. Take a pretty little court, quite a miniature affair, hung about with trellised vine. Furnish it upon the spot with the treasures rich and rare I've endeavored to define. Live to love and love to live, you'll ripen at your ease, growing on the sunny side. Fate has nothing more to give, you're a dainty man to please. If you're not satisfied, not satisfied, take my counsel, happy man, act upon it if you can, if you can. Take my counsel, happy man, act upon it if you can, if you can. Take my counsel, happy man, act upon it if you can, if you can, if you can. Act upon it if you can, happy man, if you can.
After sailing to this island, tossing in a manner frightful, island, and we find the change delightful. As at home we've been remaining, we've not seen you both for ages. Tell me, are you fond of raining? How's the food and what's the wages? Does your new employment please you? How does royalizing strike you? Is it difficult or easy? Do you think your subjects like you? I am anxious to elicit. Is it plain and easy steering? Take it all together. Is it better fun than gondoliering? We shall both go on requesting till you tell us. Never doubt it. Everything is interesting. Tell us all about it. We will both go on requesting till you tell us. Never doubt it. Everything is interesting. Tell us all about it. Is the populace exacting? Do they keep you at a distance? All unaided, are you acting? Or do they provide assistance? When you're busy, have you got to get up early in the morning? If you do what you ought not to do, they give the usual warning. With a horse do they equip you, lots of trumpeting and drumming. Do the royal tradesmen tip you? Ain't the livery becoming? Does your human being inner feed on everything that nice is? Do they give you wine for dinner, peaches, sugar, plums and ices? We shall both go on requesting till you tell us. Never doubt it, everything is interesting. Tell us all about it. We will both go on requesting till you tell us. Never doubt it, everything is interesting. Tell us all about it. We shall both go on requesting till you tell us. Never doubt it, everything is interesting. Tell us all about it. Everything is interesting. Tell us all about it. Tell us all. It's all. It's
working days of old, when hearts were twice as good as gold, and 20 times as mellow. Good temper triumphed in his face, and in his heart he found a place for all the erring human race, and every wretched fellow. When he had Rhenish wine to drink, it made him very sad to think that some junket or a jink must be content with toddy.
With toddy must be content with toddy.
He wished all men as rich as he, and he was rich as rich could be. So to the top of every tree promoted everybody.
Now that's the kind of king for me. He wished all men as rich as he. So to the top of every tree promoted everybody.
Lord Chancellors were cheap priests' sprats, and bishops in their shovel hats were plentiful as tabby cats, in point of fact too many. Ambassadors cropped up like hay, prime ministers and such as they, grew like asparagus in May, and dukes were 3 a penny. On every side field marshals leaned, small beer were lords lieutenant deep, with admirals the ocean teemed all round his wide dominion. His wide dominions. And party leaders you might meet in 2s and 3s in every street, maintaining with no little heat their various opinion.
Now that's a sight you couldn't meet, 2 party leaders in each street, maintaining with no little heat their various opinions.
That king, although no one denies his heart was of abnormal size, yet he'd have acted otherwise if he'd had been acuter. The end is easily foretold when every blessed thing you hold is made of silver or of gold. You long for simple pewter when you have nothing else to wear but cloth of gold and satin wear. For cloth of gold you cease to care, of gold's the price of shoddy.
Of shoddy, of gold's the price of shoddy.
In short, whoever you may be, to this conclusion you'll agree, when everyone is somebody, then no one's anybody.
Now that's as plain can be, to this conclusion we agree, when everyone is somebody, then no one's anybody. Solve the complicated plot. Quiet, calm deliberation disentangles every knot.
I know Dr. Giuseppe well, that's of course a slice of luck. He is rather down the head and still distinctly he's a duck. I am victim to Cupid, Mark of married, that is clear. He's particularly stupid, but still distinctly he's a dear.
To Janetta I was mated, I can prove it in a trice. Though her charms are overrated, still I own she's rather nice.
I to Tessa willy-nilly, all at once a victim fell. She is what is called a silly, still she answers pretty well. She's a silly, still she answers pretty well.
Now when we were pretty babies, someone married us, that's clear.
And if I can catch her, I'll pinch her and scratch her and send her away with a flea.
He whom that young lady married, to receive her can't refuse.
If I overtake my warrant, I make her to shake in her aristocratical. If she married your Giuseppe, you and he will have to part. If I have to do it, I warrant she'll read and teach her to marry the man of my heart. If she married Messer Marco, you're a spinster. No matter, if I could get at her, I doubt if her mother would know her again. If I have to do it, I want her to read and teach her to marry the man of my heart. If I have to do it, I warrant she'll read and teach her to marry the man of my heart. Quiet, calm deliberation disentangles every knot.
Come
And heart of Duchess who resigned their pet
with profound regret.
She of beauty was a model
When a tiny tittle toddle and at 21
she's excelled by none.
At 21
She's excelled by none. At 21
she's excelled by none.
She comes to claim the royal hand. The fame and graces of the noble princes of the king who rules this goodly land. He prays and loves and thanks.
On the day when I was wedded to your admirable sire, I acknowledge that I dreaded an explosion of his ire. I was overcome with panic, for his temper was volcanic, and I didn't dare revolt, for I feared a thunderbolt. I was always very wary, for his fury was ecstatic, his refined vocabulary most unpleasantly emphatic. To the thunder of this Tartar I knocked under like a martyr. When intently he was fuming, I was gently unassuming. When reviling me completely, I was smiling very sweetly. I was smiling very sweetly, very sweetly. Giving him the very best and getting back the very worst. That is how I tried to tame your great progenitor at first. Giving him the very best and getting back the very worst. That is how I tried to tame your great progenitor at first. But I found that a reliance on my threatening appearance, and a resolute defiance of my vital interference, and a gentle intimation of my firm determination to see what I could do, to be wife and husband too, was the only thing required for to make his temper supple, and you couldn't have desired a more reciprocating couple, ever willing to be wooing. We were billing, we were cooing. When I nearly from him parted, we were nearly broken-hearted. When in sequel reunited, we were equally delighted. We were equally delighted, delighted. So with double-shotted guns and colours nailed to the mast, I tamed your insignificant progenitor at last. So with double-shotted guns and colours nailed to the mast, I tamed your insignificant progenitor at last.
To help unhappy commoners and add to their enjoyment, affords a man of noble rank congenial employment. Of our attempts we offer you examples illustrative. The work is light, and I may add, it's most remunerative. Small titles and orders for mayors and recorders I get, and they're highly delighted.
They're highly delighted.
MPs baroneted, sham colonels gazetted, and second-rate aldermen knighted.
Yes, aldermen knighted.
Foundation stone laying I find very paying. It adds a large sum to my making.
Large sum to his makings.
At charity dinners, the best of speech spinners, I get 10% on the takings.
1/10 of the takings. I present any lady whose conduct is shady or smacking of doubtful propriety.
Doubtful propriety.
When virtue would quash her, I take and whitewash her and launch her in first-rate society.
First-rate society.
I recommend acres of clumsy dressmakers, their feet and their finishing touches.
Their finishing touches.
A sum in addition they pay for permission to see that they make for the Duchess.
They make for the Duchess.
Those pressing prevailers, the ready-made tailors, quote me as a great double barrel.
A great double barrel.
I allow them to do so, though Robinson Crusoe would gibbet their wearing apparel.
Such wearing apparel.
I sit by selection upon the direction of several companies bubble.
All companies bubble.
As soon as they're floated, I'm freely banknoted. I'm pretty well paid for my trouble.
He's paid for his trouble. At middle-class party I play at écarté, and I'm by no means a beginner.
She's not a beginner.
To one of my station the remuneration 5 guineas a night and my dinner.
And wine with her dinner.
I write letters blatant on medicine's patent, and use any other you mustn't.
Believe me, you mustn't.
And though my complexion derives its perfection from somebody's soap, which it doesn't.
It certainly doesn't. We are ready as witness to anyone's fitness to fill any place or preferment.
A place or preferment. We're often in waiting at junket or fating, and sometimes attend an interment.
We enjoy an interment.
In short, in your kindle, the spark and the swindle,
You'll simpletons into your clutches, yes, into your clutches.
or holding a debtor, you cannot do better.
Then trot out a duke or a duchess.
A duke or a duchess. Grave and serious, who is about to kiss your hand. Try to combine a pose imperious with a demeanor nobly bland.
Let us combine a pose imperious with a demeanor nobly bland.
That's if anything too unbending, too aggressively stiff and grand. Now to the other extreme you're tending, don't be seducedly condescending.
Now to the other extreme you're tending, don't be so dreadfully condescending.
Oh, hard to please some noblemen seem, at first if anything too unbending, but we go to the other extreme, too confoundedly condescending.
Now a gavotte performed sedately, offer your hand with conscious pride. Take an attitude not too stately, still sufficiently dignified.
Now for an attitude not too stately, still sufficiently dignified.
Oncely, twicely, oncely, twicely, bow impressively ere you glide. Capital both, you caught it nicely. That is the style of thing precisely.
Capital both, you caught it nicely. That is the style of being precisely.
Oh, sweet to earn a nobleman's praise. Capital both, we caught it nicely. Supposing he's right in what he says, this is the style of being precisely.
Capital both, you caught it nicely. That is the style of being precisely. That is the style of being
a king, a queen, a star. Ever since marriage was first invented, never was known a case so hard.
I may be said to have been bisected by a profound catastrophe.
Through a calamity unexpected, I am divisible into three.
I may be said to have been bisected.
I am divisible into three. Through a calamity I am divisible into three.
Oh, marvelous soul, how can you call marriage a state of unity, when excellent husbands are bisected, wives are divisible into three? Oh, marvelous soul, how can you call marriage a state of unity? Marvelous soul, how can you call marriage a state of unity? Marvelous soul, how can you call marriage a state of unity?
Substituted. The villains fell into the trap completely. I hid the prince away, still sleeping sweetly. I called him son with pardonable slyness. His name, Louis. Behold his royal highness.
Casilda!
This statement we receive with sentiments conflicting, our hearts rejoice and pray, each other contradicting. To those whom we adore, we can be reunited. On one night rather soul, but on the whole, delighted.
When others claimed thy dainty hand, I waited. As prudence, so I understand, dictated.
By God,